Let's look up now. I want to pull out the charger for this thing. Oh, that's not good. Might have to.
Oh, something.
Let's see, actually.
Does it need to be like uploaded or something, or it's just acting weird?
Take this and look into it further, but Kevin, back into this. Even just switch over the permissions. It's kind of freezed up. Yeah, we're gonna do is just
1 of the Codified Ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976. Notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the City Planning Department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found on the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We have provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Can we call the vote? Call the roll?
Mr. Madison,
Present.
Ms. Faith,
Present.
Ms. Holzer,
Present.
Ms. Roca will be absent this morning, and Ms. Wilson.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 4 members this morning. We need to state to the appellants for the record that with the 4 members present, they run the risk of a tied vote. In the event of a tied vote, the motion fails and the variance is denied. So at this time, if the appellants would like to postpone to a future date when we would have 5 members, they may do so.
Okay. Is there any appellant present who would want to postpone until we have the full 5-member board? Yeah. Okay, very good. So we can definitely postpone your case. We won't take any testimony here today. Do we have a date where we'll have all 5 of us?
Madam Chair, the next date available is October 6th.
Okay. Okay.
The name for the record?
My name is John Lynn.
Okay. All right, so that is calendar number 25-131 at 12029 Lorraine Avenue. We will not hear this case today. It will be postponed to October 6th. So you all are free to leave.
Right.
Is there any other appellant who would want their case to be heard by a member of all 5 board members? I see that there is a hand raised. Go right ahead.
Yes, I would like to wait until there was 5 members.
Okay, in which case are you here for?
This is for
I think we lost you. Which case are you here for?
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, maybe you're back. Can you tell us which case you're here for?
I'm sorry, I think my computer froze. Are you still speaking to me?
Yes, I am speaking to you. Can you tell us which case you're here for?
Yes, it's for G Station LLC, and it's located at 5011 Clark Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44102.
It's the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's calendar number 25-123. We will not hear this case today. We will go ahead and postpone it. Which date are we going to use, Madam Secretary?
We still have space on October 6th.
Okay, so we'll put that down to October 6th, and we'll hear the case at that time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, is there any other appellant that will want to postpone their case until we have 5 board members? All right, do we have any postponements or withdrawals, Madam Secretary?
We have one that was previously postponed, but I will go ahead and announce it again. For the record, letters have gone out. This is for calendar number 25-092 at 3601 West Park Road, 780 East Smith Road LLC, proposed to change use from gym to event center in a local retail business district. It was postponed from August 25th at the request of the city. I believe there's been some changes in the site plan and a new adjudication order has been written. Actually, we will be sending out another letter with that information. But the new date again was voted on last week or the last time we met, and the new date is October 6th.
Okay, so if you're here for that case, we will not take testimony in that case. It has been postponed to October 6th. Any other postponements or withdrawals?
That does it.
All right, so then we'll go back up to the top of the agenda. The first case I have is calendar number 25-129. Do we have an appellant here by the name of Mohammed J. Ali? Do we have an appellant present by the name of Mohammed J. Ali? All right, we do not have an appellant present. Perhaps we can make a phone call to the appellant and see if they plan to appear. I'll move to the next case, which is calendar number 25-130. Is there anyone present on behalf of Luno LLC? Okay, we're going to call your case. You can go ahead and come forward. And I'll have, yep, come forward to the table. And I'll have Ms. Hoser read in the case, please.
Perfect. First case is calendar number 25-130. This is at 756 East 200th Street. Luno LLC owner proposes to establish use as a space for a retail smoke shop in a local retail business zoning district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Thank you. Hello, gentlemen. How are you? Good morning. This time, can you please turn your microphones on? They're right in front of you. We're going to swear you in for the case. Please raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony, do you swear and affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes,
Please
I do.
state your name. Say I do. State your address as well.
My name is Pedro Nettles. I'm here for 756 and a half East 200th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, and I do.
Thank you. And
Can you
I'm
spell-
David Roberts,
One
Chief
second.
Assistant.
Hold on one second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you spell your name for us, please?
Pedro, last name Nettles, Nettles.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Go right ahead.
I'm Chief Assistant Director of Law for Code Enforcement, David Roberts. And I will not be offering testimony, but I would like to inquire of Mr. Nettles and then make a legal argument at the end.
Okay.
thank you. Is there anyone else that needs to swear in to speak for this case? Seeing none, Madam Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you for that. Let's go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This property was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In 1998, it was changed to local retail business. We found that the retail stores was erected in 1969. We found that in our records administration office. And then there are no variances on file for this address. And then in the more recent history, we found that in 2008, use was established as a tavern. 2011, a permit was issued to change 790 square feet to a beauty salon. 2014, a permit was issued to establish use as a mini mart grocery. In fact, Madam Chair, that was the certificate of occupancy that was issued in 2014 to establish use as a mini mart grocery. 2016, alterations were made to the food market. And 2023, again, we see that a certificate of disclosure was issued stating that the authorized use of the property is as mini mart grocery and 2 offices. And that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance and area variances from the minimum distance and application plan requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. I'll start with you first. Are you the owner of Luno LLC?
I'm not the owner of the building, but I'm the owner of the space that's trying to be occupied.
Okay, so do you own Luno LLC?
No.
Okay, and do you have authorization to speak on
Yes.
behalf of Luno LLC?
Yes.
Do we have that authorization in the file, Madam Secretary? We do? Okay, go ahead and tell us about your project.
So I'm trying to open currently a smoke shop / convenience store. So where I'll be selling chips, juice, pops, clothing, tobacco products. And I'm basically just trying to open it up for the community. I was from the community. I was born and raised in the community. I'm just trying to bring back jobs to the community, help out the community, help out my people. And that's really it. I'm not looking to do anything extra. I'm just trying to operate as like a slash store / smoke shop. Like, I don't want to be considered a full smoke shop, but in that lane, so that's about really it.
Okay, do you have anything else that you would want the board to know?
No, I just really want the board to know I'm just trying to create an opportunity for me and my family and my friends. That's about it.
Okay, all right, thank you for your testimony. Mr. Roberts, you want to inquire?
Yes, Mr. Nettles, is there anything about your store that's different from any other store?
Yes, everything.
And what's different?
From any smoke shop that I walk into and that I have seen, they don't have any products that's really like for the people, or it doesn't make sense when I go inside of them. It's like,
Oh, I see what you mean, what you're
It's-
selling. Let me ask you
yeah,
that.
it's
I'm not
not-
meaning that. Here's my question. It's a storefront. We saw a picture of it,
Yes.
right? So you could really sell anything from it.
uh-huh,
You could leave it as a convenient mini mart.
uh-huh,
You could sell cell phones,
uh-huh,
sell anything. You want to sell smoke shop products.
yes,
Because that's your vision for the store.
yes,
But you could, in fact, in this location, use
Mhm.
it as a store for something else.
correct,
Okay,
correct.
that's all I have for Mr. Nettles.
I feel like in the space that I'm doing right now, I feel like I am using it for something else as well, like a convenience store / smoke shop. I don't think it's just going to be considered just a smoke shop. I feel like it can be considered both. So it's not like I'm just aiming towards the smoke shop crowd. I'm aiming towards everybody to please everybody.
If the board would indulge us, I just let you know, what happens is if you use more than 25%
Yes,
of
sir.
display area, floor space,
Yes, sir.
shelf space for smoke shop products, then you
Uh-huh.
become a smoke shop.
I can
So if you
understand.
want to be
I will
mini
have-
mart with smoke shop
Yes,
products,
sir.
you got to shrink it down to less than 25%.
So do I have more than 25% on there as right now?
Yeah, that was the decision of the zoning administrator. And I'm
Mhm.
looking at your map and I colored in what I think are the smoke shop products. Looks like about 50%.
Okay.
So you could meet with the zoning administrator and go over it and say, okay, if I get rid of, can I just stay?
Or what I
with
need
you?
to add, or can I add more like
Hold on
store
one second.
products?
We can hear from Chief Leonard. I can see that you're chiming in. Please go right ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Shannon Leonard. I just want to clarify that it's 20% or less.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 25, 20.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Nettles, what you'd do is you'd meet with Ms. Leonard. I can't explain it all to you right now, but
Mm.
yes, if you meet, you could go over what you're selling,
Mhm.
whether it counts as a smoke shop product. And if there's
And
a few enough,
Uh-huh.
then you wouldn't need this variance. But I'm going to argue to the board that you don't qualify for the variance because there's nothing special about your shop that would keep you from selling other kinds of products.
I feel like everything would be special. The look, like when you walk into there, you're gonna feel like you wanna, like everything is gonna be different about my smoke shop. If you go into Sayuka smoke shops and you come inside my store, I promise you'll see a difference.
No.
A big difference from product to look to everything
Yeah,
to
I hear you, Mr. Nettles.
to,
I'm not
to the way I
disputing-
run my store, to the way
Yeah,
staff is gonna be ran to IDing everybody to everything, like the whole top to bottom. Like I live in Los Angeles right now. I don't live in Cleveland, Ohio. I moved out of Cleveland, Ohio probably when I was like, I went to college, graduated. I have a psychology degree. Graduated in 2017. I left Cleveland in 2011. I haven't been back since. I'm really only doing this just for my people and for my city because this is something I love to do. I have a passion for this. I've been doing this for years and I love it. So it's like, I'm just trying to bring the experience to the people. It's not nothing about, I don't know as far as what you don't want me to sell, what you want me to sell, but I just know I'm trying to just bring an experience. This is, for me, strictly, it's about an experience. It's not about a smoke shop or you selling this or you selling that. For me, it's about showing people that it's more out here. Like if I was to bring my inventory I got right now, like I got all type of chips and pops and juice from different countries and all type of stuff. I got all type of, I don't have any like tobacco products period right now. You see what I'm saying? I just have all the convenience store stuff, but different stuff, a different variety of things. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I just want to, like, you know, so I just really want, this is my vision, this is my passion, this is something I'm very passionate about. I'm just really trying to start it. That's about all. Like, and if you can grant that, I'd very appreciate that.
So can you tell us what the primary purpose of your store would be? Is it to sell convenience items or is it to sell smoke shop items?
It would be both, Mel. Like, I wouldn't sit here and lie to you guys like I'm not going to be a smoke shop too as well. Like, the main vision was a smoke shop. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and just tell you guys a lot, but I also want to operate to where it's just not smoke shop items in the store. You see what I'm saying? To where it's like,
So
it's
give
more of a
us-
story and it's both to me.
Okay, give us an estimate of what the difference would be. If you had to assign a percentage to the amount of smoke shop items that you would have in your store, what would that percentage be?
So the only smoke shop items that I really would be looking to sell is probably everything that's authorized by Ohio in the law. So like vapes, tobaccos.
I understand. What I'm trying to understand from you is how much of your store is going to be attributed to smoke shop items and how much of your store will be attributed to just usual convenience items.
Okay, so let me explain it this way because it's like I really don't know the percentage. You get what I'm saying? But I just know like I'm not going into that field like to where it's like when you're a smoke shop, you got all type of items. You see what I'm saying? Like you got headbanger items, you got all type of stuff to where it's like certain people don't want that traffic or that business. And I'm one of those people who don't want that traffic or that business. So I won't have no type of paraphernalia and stuff like that where you come in there, you buy a scale, you come in there, you buy a pipe or something like that. I don't want those type of clowns or those type of people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not going in that field to where I'm gonna have everything like that in that field. You know, I will have some stuff though, like some tobacco items. I will have some stuff like that, you know, but I won't have the whole store where you just come in here, it's just everything is smoke shop items. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to run my store like that. Like,
Okay, and then you have to prove to us that you will face an unnecessary hardship if the variance is not granted. Can you speak to that?
can you explain that so I can understand what you're saying?
Sure. As part of the burden that you have in bringing this case before the board,
Mm-hmm.
you have to show the board that if this variance is not granted, you will face an unnecessary hardship, meaning you'll face a difficulty. There will be some problem that you'll have if the variance is not granted, and that there's no, economically feasible use of the property if this variance is not granted.
Yes, right now, like, if I don't do this, it's like I'm back to the drawing board. I'm really stuck right now. This is my passion. I never worked a job in my life. I graduated. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I'm just trying to start my life. And now I face like a challenge right now because I'm going through something in my life right now to where I'm trying to get my kids. I'm fighting for my kids. I'm fighting for a lot of things right now. I'm trying to get a lot of things under my belt to where it makes sense for me. And if I don't get this property, it's like it's just going to continue to do what it's doing. Like, I'm trying to, like, I talked to the owner. I feel like I'd be here for years to come. Like, it's probably just going to be vacant. Like, or it's just gonna keep changing hands and going to something else, to different. And I just feel like it's never gonna be nothing that's just gonna stay there longer than I'll be able to stay there. I just don't see it or don't feel like it.
Okay.
And I grew up in this community. Like, so I graduated from Euclid High School. Like, been through this community and seeing this, like, I just don't.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I have a question, Madam Chair. So it sounds Mr. Roberts attested that based off of the zoning administrator's analysis of your site plan, 50% of the space is dedicated to smoke shop products. Could you operate your business if that shrunk down to 20% of the floor space?
Can I operate it if it shut down to 20? Yes, ma'am. I could.
So in that case, would you be willing to revise your site plan to show that only 20% of your business or less is smoke shop products?
So if you guys are forcing me to do that, like, and that's the only way that you guys will allow me to do that, then that's something that I'll have to do because this is my passion. It's something that I want to do. But if you guys would allow me to operate as a smoke shop, I sincerely appreciate you guys, and I definitely will follow the rules. And you won't even hear from me. I won't be a problem or nothing. But if I have to, I will because this is my passion. So it's something I take and try to maneuver to make it. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys allow me, then I'll just do my passion that I would love to do.
And it sounds like by right, if he did shrink it down to 20% or less of the floor space, he wouldn't need a variance to be here. So that's what we have on the table right now, either considering your current floor plan or if you revise your floor plan for it to be less than 20%, we don't have to be here.
And if I was to go less than 21%, what would I need to take off?
I think that would be something that you could discuss with the zoning administrator. He
Uh-huh.
could sit down with you and talk about revising your floor plan.
And if I went with this floor plan, then what would happen with that?
You would need to get a variance. So we would need to basically decide if you've met that threshold for the variance to be granted.
And today, you don't think I meet that threshold, basically?
Oh, no.
I mean, I just want to make the right decision. It's something I love. Like I said, I keep continuing saying, like, this is my passion. Like, this is just something I'm very passionate about. This is something I want to make happen. Like, and I done looked all over the city of Cleveland with y'all passing this new law. See, if it wasn't for the new law, like, I didn't know anything about the law. So it's not like I came in trying to do this right here. Like, I never knew you guys passed a law to where you had to be 2 miles away from each other. If I did, I would never be in this situation. You see what I'm saying? Because I just would have looked for something that you don't have to go through this, you know? But when it happened, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go through the proper steps to try to make the appeal because I still love this community because I'm from this community. You see what I'm saying? So, but when I look around the city of Cleveland, there's so many smoke shops and there's so many people who starting them now. And it's like, when you go in them, it's like they already don't let the who's and anybody's in there. So the people who really passionate to bring this, the proper vision of this to life, they not even doing it because they already don't let the people who are supposed to be doing it in there. So it's like, it's hard for us right now to come do what we want to do. So, and it's like, we the people who really, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's frustrating too as well because when you go in and you just see certain shops and it's like, you see a guy come in from behind a cash register with his shoes off and you're like, man, what the hell is going on in here? Like, when you see certain stuff in the store, you're like, man, what the hell is this? Like, I never run my store like this. It'll never be like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the whole difference between me and them. And I hope you understand that.
All right. Any other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, I am curious to know if we have a saturation map for this area.
Good morning. This is Xavier Bay with City Planning. We do have a saturation map, which I'm pulling up as we speak. I can go into greater detail if you'd allow me, Madam Chair. So on the screen now, I'll just start from the top here. So on the screen now, you can see that there's a map presenting all the permit applications that came in near the end of last year, specifically for the use as smoke shops. Red bubbles on this map display permits that are still going through the review process with permitting. The green bubbles display the permits that have finished the proper review process with the city's permitting and have received a certificate of occupancy to legally establish their use. On the screen now, you see all the legally established facilities and the 500-foot buffers for churches, libraries, parks, and playgrounds. And now on the screen, I show you the existing legally established smoke shops and their respective 2-mile buffers. And so on the top right of the screen is the neighborhood that we're looking at today. So I'll give you a closer vision here, is a closer view of the extent. The blue square represented here is the proposed smoke shop that is on the calendar item today for 25-130, located at 756 East 120th Street. And these two green bubble dots are the currently legally established smoke shops within 2 miles of the proposed location. And
right.
so that here's a closer extent. You could see these two smoke shops are currently on East 185th Street.
I also talked to the owner of one of those smoke shops too as well. He said he wouldn't have a problem with me opening up a smoke shop. He said he'd been there for years. Say he don't have a problem with me opening up a smoke shop. Like
Okay.
I asked him to write a letter too as well, but I don't live here, so I just didn't have enough time to go grab it.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I could ask a follow-up question to the appellant.
Sure.
Sir, you mentioned your personal situation. We actually can't be swayed by that. But I think you see that you're in a saturated area in terms of smoke shops, and you have testified to Ms. Holster's question that you'd be willing to reduce your inventory to 20% so that you could operate your business. My question to you is, do you have the financial means? Because I'm looking at your floor plan, your site plan. Do you have it is really, I have a background in retail.
Yes.
So what I'd like to see you do, if you have the financial means to do so, is hire an architect, have your site plan, your store plan drawn to scale in what we would call a planogram. So you know where all your store fixtures are, and that you can allocate your merchandise to specific fixtures drawn to scale so that you could stay within the 20% limitation, so that you can move forward and operate your business. Would you be willing to hire an architect to help you draw those plans and then meet with the zoning administrator so that your merchandising is limited to 20% so that you could operate your business?
Answer. Yes, ma'am. I definitely have the financial stability to take care of everything, to hire an architect, to do everything that you ask. Yes, I'm willing to go under 20% and to see everything I have to do to 20%. But in the meantime, between time, I still would like to make it a smoke shop as well, though. Like, that was my main vision and my main purpose. But as I stated, this is my passion, and I would do anything I have to do. If I have to go under 20%, I'll go under 20%. If I got to be to bring it, everybody this experience that I'm looking to bring, I will do anything I have to do that's necessary. So.
All
Well,
right.
Go ahead, Madam Chair.
I was just going to ask if you had any other questions.
Well, sir, to Mr. Nettles, you are in a highly saturated area, and we're trying to offer you an option here, because you don't have any qualifications to get approved for a smoke shop. So we're trying to offer you an option so you can continue with your business.
So basically, it's
All within
nothing, basically, right? So I can be like.
So, I mean, I propose that we move forward with the vote, and if he decides to, were you going to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a letter from Councilman Polensek.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if city planning
Wants
got their
to
recommendation
chime in.
on the record yet.
Okay, yeah, go right
If
ahead.
we could go through that. So this is from Councilman Polensek, dear chairperson and members of the BZA. As councilman representing Cleveland's 8th Ward, I'm sending this letter to officially notify the Board of Zoning Appeals that I do not support the granting of the variance for 756 East 200th Street for Luno LLC, who proposed established use as a space for a retail smoke shop. As I've indicated before to the board on many occasions in the past, that there are sections of Ward 8 in the northeast side which are being inundated with requests to establish retail smoke vape shops not in compliance with the zoning districts. Second, there have been stricter laws pertaining to the establishment of the vape shops in the city of Cleveland. This particular location would need approval on 3 code variances. We already have such establishments nearby. And therefore, I am opposed to granting of the variance to establish smoke vape shop at the location of 756 East 200th Street. No one took the opportunity to reach out to me either. My opposition has no bearing on the operator, whom I do not know. If there are any further questions or comments regarding, please reach out. Michael D. Polensek, Ward 8. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for
That's
that.
all of the letters and
No more
correspondence we have.
correspondence. Okay. Mr. Bay, do you want to chime in for city planning?
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Xavier Bay. I'm representing City Planning Commission. So as I explained on the screen here, you can see the proposed location is within 2 miles of 2 existing, legally established smoke shops. And for that reason, City Planning would recommend to deny the proposed variance request for the smoke shop. And that's specifically because so the slide here, you can see that we passed legislation mid-April of this year to regulate the location of the smoke shops. And really the goal is to protect the city of Cleveland with their public health and safety, and really to to protect neighborhoods from negative externalities and secondary effects created by the concentration of clustering of such businesses. And also to avoid and reduce oversaturation of these types of businesses. And so in stating such, we believe that there are alternatives uses of the property that the applicant can do so to make a profit on the property, not including smoke shop products. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Bay. Any final questions from the board?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I don't know if this is a question or more of a statement, but since the individual here is willing to go under the threshold that was mentioned earlier, it appears that there is no variances needed at this time, which
I
means
think he's kind of made it clear that he really wants to have a smoke shop. And
Okay,
so
you wanna
given
move forward?
that, I think we move forward with the vote. And if he decides to change his plan after that, then that's something that he can do with the zoning administrator. All right.
Excuse me, yep, that's correct, Madam Chair. The applicant would submit a change of use permit application after this hearing to establish the use as a retail store.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take it to a vote. I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, given the testimony we've heard today and the data available on the saturation from the area, the statement from the council person, and the alternative pathway forward for the applicant, I move denial of calendar number 25-130.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Is there a second?
Board Member Madison, second.
All right, can we call the roll, please?
Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Mr. Madison?
Yes.
Ms. Faith?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Calendar number 25-130 is denied. This will be ratified the next time we meet, and we will send the appellant a letter.
Okay, that concludes your matter for today. Reach out to the zoning administrator to talk about the percentages that you have in your store, and hopefully you guys can work that out.
Where do I have to go?
We can follow up with the applicant through their contact information that's on the permit application through your email. And so we can inform you of our zoning administrator's email as well as mine and our other zoning staff that can give you an outline of the definition of smoke shop and all the items that are entailed within that description.
So I will be able to, I just gotta go under 20%, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you said I have to fill out another application as well. Thank you, guys.
All right, good luck to you.
Sure.
I am now gonna,
Yes, for sure, sir.
Can we encourage the appellant to also reach out to the council person's office and to get him the city planner for his area too?
okay, absolutely, Ms. Faith, thank you. Chief, I can see your hand is raised.
Yeah, Xavier can give, the city planner for this is Ariel Washington, and it's Councilman Polenzek. And the Community Development Corporation for this area is either St. Clair Superior or Famigos.
All right, thank you for that. All right, we're now gonna call the next case, which is 25-113. Do we have anyone here from Matos Home Renovation and Rentals? Okay, come forward, and while you do that, I'll have Mrs. Holzer read in the case.
Our next case is calendar number 25-113. This is at 2900 York Avenue. Matos Home Renovation and Rentals LLC owner proposes to erect a second floor addition with a one-story gable detached garage to an existing single-family residence in a B12 family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 5. This case was postponed from July 21st, 2025 to allow time for the appellant to meet with the City Planning Commission for design review. And with that, I will hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Thank you. At this time, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please state your name, spell your name, provide your address for the record. We'll start with you.
Andrew Matos, Andrew Matos. I'm the owner of Matos LLC. And yes, I do.
Ryan Monge, Monge, Ryan Monge. Do you want my address or property address?
Either one is fine.
2106 West 33rd.
And I do.
I do.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that is present that would like to speak for this case? Seeing none, Madam Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you for that. Can we go to history of the property, please?
Madam Chair, we had history at the last hearing. I could read it again, but I think the most important information is that extensive testimony was taken at this last hearing, and it was discovered that the appellant had built, it seemed to be nearly a full rebuild of the structure, and that there were some issues with the front setback as well as some design issues. We did discover that the front setback is grantable by this board, so that issue was discussed, and it is something the board can grant today. And I believe that design review has occurred, and the appellant could report on that, and possibly city planning as well. If you would like, I could read the history, the permit history, if you would like.
Maybe just a brief highlight of, what seems to be most important.
Okay. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. We found in the Records Administration Office that an addition was made to a structure on the site in 1921. This board allowed a variance, and I believe this is what allowed us to get over the front setback issue. This board allowed a variance to enlarge a front porch on the property in 1950 in calendar 50-372. And then in the more recent history, we see that in January of this year, an application was made to rehab the structure on site. And I think that's it, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Legal, please.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the front yard encroachment, required front yard setback, maximum gross floor area, interior side yard, minimum required distance, and garage requirements of the zoning code. So that may have changed since the last time. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. I will now turn to the project team. Who wants to speak first?
Yes. So I know we spoke about on July.
Your name?
Ryan
before
Monge.
you talk and speak loudly so that the court reporter can hear you.
Ryan Monge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we spoke on the 25th of July. You guys pretty much recommended that I go and spoke to the city planning commission about the design on the York Avenue side, about the windows, to see if they recommend me to put them in. I went and spoke with her. I don't remember her name exactly, but I did go and speak with her. They're updated on there. She recommended me to put windows below the rim joist and put a privacy window in the bathroom, and that she would be okay with that. And she didn't say I had to put them in, but we put them in, and I got the drawings all updated. I have a picture of them in the house here.
Okay. Anything else you want the board to know?
Not at this moment.
All right. Do you have anything to add?
No.
All right. Questions from the board? Any comments from city planning?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is Xavier Bay again, representing city planning. If you do recall the last hearing for this case, we supported the variances and added a condition that they be heard by our neighborhood planner for housing design review, and that was primarily because of the lack of glazing on the frontage here. And so following up from that meeting, the applicant has met with our neighborhood planner, Brittany Pabon, and Ms. Pabon had recommended approval of the variances and deemed the glazing that you see on the screen now sufficient. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions from the board before we go to a vote?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to reiterate Mr. Bay's comment. Are you saying, Mr. Bay, that I believe I was absent during this initial hearing? Are you saying that the glazing is now sufficient and meets the standard as set forth by the planner?
This is Xavier Bay. That is correct.
Okay, great. I have no further questions then, Madam Chair.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Given the testimony we've heard today and the fact that the appellant met the criteria for the necessary glazing as set forth by city planning, I move approval for calendar number 25113.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Is there a second?
Board Member Holzer, I second.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. Can we call the vote?
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
calendar number 25-113 is granted conditionally based upon the revised site plan. This will be ratified the next time we meet, and we will send the appellant a letter. I believe the next time we meet is September 8th for your information, and it will be ready that following Wednesday.
You guys need the updated one, plan.
I have them digitally. If you'd like to leave those with us, we can take them as well.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with your project.
So we come back October 5th. So
You will not have to return. No, we will contact you. Oh, well, you would have to return to the building and housing department, but not, you don't have to come back to the board.
what do I give these to?
You can
You all have a good one.
All right,
You
you
too.
too. All right, circling back to a recall case, calendar number 25-129. Do we have anyone present by the name of Muhammad J. Ali or anyone present on his behalf? All right, so it looks like no one is present for this particular case. Do we have a motion to dismiss?
Madam Chair, I motion that calendar number 25-129 is dismissed because of lack of appellant.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Do we have a second on that motion?
Board Member Madison, second.
Thank you, Mr. Madison. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Mr. Madison?
Yes.
Ms. Faith?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Calendar number 25-129 is dismissed. We will send the appellant a letter.
All right. That concludes our cases for today. We're now going to go to old business. Are you here for a particular case? No? Okay. Just wanted to make sure we didn't overlook you. Old business. All right. So we got numbers 1 through 3 for ratification. Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
All right. So without objection, numbers 1 through 3 will be ratified. And then we have up for affirmation, calendar number 25-006. It looks like this appeal was heard and granted on February 25th, 2025. The appellant is requesting more time as they have to complete the arrangements with the contractors. Any objection to more time for the appellant?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, so we'll go ahead and affirm this, give them more time. Moving now to calendar number 25-004 and 005. Looks like these appeals were granted on March 3rd, 2025. The appellant needs more time to complete the full construction. Any objection to giving this appellant more time?
No objection.
No
No
objection.
objection.
Madam Chair, could I get that case number again?
Sure, this is calendar number 25-004 and 25-005.
Thank
And
you.
that has been affirmed without objection. And then the final thing we have here is a request for rehearing. So it looks like Daniel Kiefer has requested a rehearing of his case. The board did we heard a request for rehearing and we denied that request just because the Common Pleas Court had jurisdiction on appeal. Now it looks like the Common Pleas Court has dismissed the appeal and he comes back before us requesting a rehearing. Any conversation around requesting for rehearing by Mr. Kiefer? What are the thoughts, board?
Madam Chair, I'm operating without an agenda today because of technical difficulties. Do we have any notes on this case? Can you refresh my memory on what it is?
Sure, there's lots of notes on this case. Lots going on in this case. Madam Secretary, you want to chime in?
Sure. Daniel Kiefer is the neighbor of this property at 2304 West 19th Street. His concern was that the garage would be too close to his house. He was present at the hearing and objected. The board granted the variance for the garage addition, or sorry, not an addition, sorry, it's a standalone garage. Now, that case, he appealed the denial to the Court of Common Pleas. At the same time, he requested a rehearing because the owner has put up a fence between his house and the subject property. So they are in Kiefer's statement, he believes that that's new information that the board should be considering. We did find that there was an application made. I think Ms. Leonard looked it up for us and found that there was a separate permit application made for that. It seems more of a code enforcement issue. And this is what we discussed last week or the last time we met. And then the board determined that also, since it was pending with the Court of Common Pleas, as well as there's another avenue for them to appeal or to, not appeal, but for code enforcement, that the rehearing wasn't warranted. So if you'd like, I can read their second request for rehearing. It's just a page and a half for Ms. Faith, if you don't mind, Madam Chair, I would do that.
Okay.
Now comes Daniel Kiefer by and through undersigned counsel and hereby submits his reply brief in support of his motion for rehearing and or reconsideration. In its opposition, the city argues, and I apologize, I didn't explain this part, Ms. Faith. There was a statement made, written by Carolyn Downey in opposition to the request for rehearing that was submitted to the board. And so he received a copy of that and is responding to that. So in its opposition, the city argues that there is a pending appeal before the Common Pleas Court, that granting a rehearing or reconsideration while the appeal is pending creates jurisdictional concerns and causes confusion. However, the appeal was dismissed on August 11th. Therefore, this argument is moot. All that is currently pending is Mr. Kiefer's motion for rehearing and or reconsideration. The city also alleges that Mr. Kiefer could have requested a rehearing or reconsideration between May 19th and, in between the May 19th hearing before the BZA and its adoption of its decision on June 2nd. However, there is no time limit within which to request a rehearing or reconsideration contained in the BZA's rules and regulations. Section 9 of the rules and regulations simply permits BZA to grant a motion for rehearing a previous appeal or motion of reconsideration of any appeal prior to BZA action if new relevant evidence will be presented that was not available at the original hearing or that a change in circumstances exists justifying the rehearing or reconsideration. Here, none of the new evidence upon which the request for rehearing is based off of came into existence until July of 2025. As set forth in Mr. Kiefer's motion on June 2nd, decision of the BZA was contingent upon DI Development submitting revised plans to the city. This was done on or around June 12th. The subsequent construction activities by DI Development pursuant to the variance occurred thereafter. Specifically, DI Development began construction of the garage on June 27th before its permit for this work was issued. Next, it constructed an unpermitted fence that was not included in the variance request or in its submitted plans on or around July 18th, 2025. Mr. Kiefer filed for this motion for reconsideration a few weeks later on August 5th, 2025. This was a reasonable amount of time after construction of the fence to research and prepare the motion. Based upon the foregoing and for the reasons more fully set forth in its original motion, the BZA should grant a rehearing or reconsideration in this manner. And it is my understanding that an application was made for the fence, but it has not been issued yet. Perhaps Ms. Leonard could confirm that if she's still on the line.
I think she might be on the line. Chief, do you know the status of the fence permit?
Can you give me the original address?
2304 West 19th Street.
Oh, I thought that was Mr. Kiefer's address. That's West 19th?
Yes.
Give me 1 second, because there were 2 permits that came in for this. The privacy fence is going through adjudication right now. It's an expansion of an existing fence, and so obviously they will need to get a variance from this board, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's dependent on how far the fence is off of, from the house neighboring for the extension of the fence. So once they include that information, they'll get adjudicated. If they're less than 6 feet, they'll need a variance because you have to be the height of the fence away from main buildings on adjoining properties. And they'll be back to you for the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Okay, thank you for that information. So it sounds to me like granting a rehearing would probably not be necessary because the fence is going to be adjudicated through the process, right? And so to grant a rehearing, to me, would be something related to what we decided on. And the fence was not something that we decided on.
There was a fence, but it did not run parallel to the house. It was back between the house and the garage.
That's
Okay.
correct. And that fence was approved. And so what this application is an extension of an existing fence.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts from board members about this rehearing request?
I am in agreement with you, Ms. Wilson. I think if we're gonna have to hear a case about the new fence anyway, that's still pending adjudication, that rehearing the case is premature.
Mm-hmm.
Board Member Madison, I concur.
Yeah, I agree, Madam Chair.
Okay, so let's vote on the rehearing. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, a motion to deny the rehearing request.
All right, is there a second?
Board Member Madison, second.
All right, call the vote.
Ms. Faith?
Yes.
Mr. Madison?
Yes.
Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Request for rehearing by Daniel Kiefer on calendar number 25-078 is denied.
Okay.
We will send the requester a letter.
All right, thank you all for that. And then we have one miscellaneous item. It looks like in calendar number 25-098, neighbors have appealed to the Court of Common Pleas. Is there anything that any action we need to take on this, Madam Secretary?
No, it's just informational.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, for your information, we have an appeal. And that concludes our,
I'm sorry, what case was that again?
that is calendar number 25-098, and this is at 3301 Payne Avenue.
3301 Payne Ave. Okay.
Who's
All
making
right.
the appeal?
It does say that it has been appealed to the Court of Common Pleas. The neighbors appealed it.
Yeah, I can send you a copy if you'd like, Shannon. It's various people.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I
All
think
right,
that
well,
was
that,
expected.
yeah, I would agree, Ms. Faye. All right, so 10:35 a.m., look at us. We will go ahead and adjourn for the day. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. You too.
wanted to, I lost the rest of my companions, but I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Katie or Captain Coleman from Code Enforcement under Dave, so.
Okay.